What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, man. We talking Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert today, man. Chris Colbert got himself into a little test beef, whatever you want to call it, back and forth with Deontay Wilder. Chris Colbert spoke on the first fight with Tyson Fury, the second fight with Tyson Fury, and so forth, and and Wilder and his team didn't pretty much appreciate what Chris Colbert had to say. Funny thing is a lot of the things that Chris Colbert said was the same thing that most people are saying. It just really goes against what Young Pharaoh and these guys, serving all these CB channels, and it's two sides of the coin. So Chris Colbert was on tails while Wilder's team and Wilder supporters are on heads. That's pretty much all that's going on. He didn't really say anything, in my opinion, that was too much different. He just denounced the glove gate. He didn't agree with the fact that Wilder threw Breland under the bus. He felt like it wasn't Breland's fault. All right. All right, what about now? How we sound now? Sound better now, E? I know. What about now? Static gone? Static. Oh, shit, man. Yeah, man, I got to get my other computer, man. I don't know, that thing got a virus on it or something. Back messing around with this Chromebook. Probably going to have to go out and come back in again because here comes Mark Unrivaled in the building.
Yeah, I was getting introduced and he just kind of vanished. He vaporized. What's going on, chat? How are you guys? Hit the like button for these. Hit the like button for Speak Your Mind Sports Talk.
Yeah, I gotta pull a Saddam now because I'm on my damn Chromebook until I go get my computer fixed. Something wrong with it. But anyway, yeah. So Colbert, man, I know you've heard. Of course, you've heard the things that Colbert has to say. But here comes Eric. Y'all just let me know if I start breaking up. Then I'll go out and come back in.
I'll let you know when your voice breaks up. I'll let you know when your voice is breaking up. The most important thing is people could hear you.
Yeah, no doubt. So, this is what he had to say. The big fuss now, though, guys. This is the big thing, what he says next. They blame on Wilder and all Wilder's team, however, for getting the video of what he had to say, voicing his opinion, taken down off of.
Yeah, your mic's going insane, bro. Your mic is going insane. Yeah. His mic is going mad, isn't it? Holy.
Yeah.
How's it going, Eric?
I'm not too bad. How you doing, Mark?
Not too bad. Here comes D. Oh, there goes D. Oh, here comes PSK. Oh, here comes D.
It's just every time somebody comes in, the damn mic start going crazy. That's how Saddam's used to do.
Yo, how's it going?
Yeah.
What's up?
All right, D. So lead us into this topic with this Chris Colbert. Go on.
Okay, so initially Chris Colbert did an interview on Nestor Gibbs on the Boxing Voice, and he basically just spoke his mind. And what I'm saying is this two sides of the coin here. Some people believe this, the Wilder supporters, certain BBC, Young Pharaoh, and then other people believe otherwise. Chris Colbert didn't really step out of line. He said pretty much what everyone else that don't believe in Farrell and Breland and Glovegate said, right? So they didn't like that. But here recently on the Boxing Voice Investigative and Fight Hype, that interview was removed. And Chris Colbert is blaming Wilder's team and Wilder for removing it. So now this has started some more confusion, you know, because I suppose if he can't prove that they did it, I don't think he should blame him for it. I'm not sure why the video got taken down, who did it, but
yeah.
Look, man,
Yo,
maybe
D.
it's somebody on Wilder's PR team.
D, your mic's crazy. Your mic's crazy.
Yeah, what? Yeah, D. I went on to. I was listening to the Boxing Voice earlier, and Nesta actually said it was one of his sponsors. One of their sponsors didn't like something or whatever, and they took it down. It was out of his hands, so it was one of his sponsors. He said anyway. He said one of his sponsors clearly didn't like what was on the video, so it got taken down. It was out of his hands and whatnot. So who the sponsor is?
One of whose sponsors? Is it one of Wilder's or one of Chris Colbert's sponsors?
No, one of the Boxing Voices sponsors.
That's because the video was uploaded on Fight Hype, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he's got a link with him.
Yeah.
So he does interviews for Fight Hype.
Yeah. So that's the issue. It's got took down because a sponsor of the Boxing Voices show, whoever it is, took it down.
Okay. Well, to be perfectly honest, that's a whole host of bullshit.
But I don't understand why the interview. Well, we know why the interview got took down, but it surely we all know why the interview got took down. It wasn't because of Earl Spence, put it that way.
Yeah. So
the problem is nowadays you can't say anything against Deontay Wilder without being cancelled.
Cancel culture. Culture. I wonder where he wants to take this combo though, because I know he wants to take it somewhere. I know he wants to take it.
It sounds like he said though. Chris Colbert actually didn't say anything wrong. He just basically said, like, no, I don't believe it. He said everything what I was thinking, and most people, most rational people was thinking. You ended up getting rid of Mark Breland, but not JD's, when JD's was the only one you could prove that was in and around Tyson Fury. Mark Breland was never seen with Tyson Fury. Yo, D, you back?
Is my sound still messed up?
Nah, you good.
Yeah, whatever. I'm still gonna switch to this computer because this fucking Chromebook keep going crazy, bro.
Okay. Yeah, so Chris Colbert, he really didn't say anything wrong. He didn't say anything that people hasn't said before. I feel it's because it's a PBC guy. Chris Colbert's a PBC guy, so they feel a bit portrayed, like they did with Jamel. Because that's now two PBC fighters who's come out and talked against Deontay Wilder in the space of a few weeks.
Yeah, I heard Jamal sent some type of oh, what's up? Hey, Monty, come up here, bro, because I know I want to hear this from. What's up, Monty Brown? Monty Brown in the building. He said, Nessa sucker. And hold on. He said, Nessa sucker and Wilder didn't even know about the interview. Yo, you see, this is what I was. See, that's is my voice clear now, right? Because I want my voice to be clear before I.
Yeah, you good. You good.
All right, that's the angle. That's sort of the angle I was going to go to. As far as Wilder, like, why would Wilder get with him? That's what I mean. We know these boxers, watch the social media, but out of all of the videos and like things that so many people put out about Wilder and the things he said so-called excuses or whatever. He ain't got no video. I haven't heard anything about him attacking somebody's videos and getting them taken down. Why all of a sudden this one with Chris Colbert? Freaking Jamal Charlo, right there with these guys, and I ain't getting none of their stuff taken down. So what is all of this with Chris Colbert? Why would he personally attack their videos? That is all I was going to say. Is I ain't too sure what Wilder had anything to do with it, because I don't think that he cares, bro. He's going to get a lot of flack for the thing he said he's been getting that flack. We ain't heard nothing about him getting videos and stuff removed. So that I wanted to get you guys' idea on it. But then I was gonna, that was my take on it. Like, why would he care? Why would he go to the extent to get Chris Colbert's video taken down? This is where I'm confused with that. But what Eric said is, if it was one of Ness, you said Ness sponsor, the Boxing Voice sponsor. Can you hear me, D?
Yeah, the Boxing Voice sponsor. Apparently, that's what he said. That's what Ness came out with. That was his reasoning of why the video was.
Yeah, but that makes more sense to me. That makes more sense to me, that because sponsors are touchy with what they hear, what's said. Maybe Chris Colbert said a word, a certain word or something they didn't want to hear or whatever, and it wasn't bleeped out. So it makes sense that a sponsor would get it removed. But Wilder getting it removed, to me, that's what don't make sense. Because whether Ness said that or not, that's a narrative that's going around. That Wilder or Wilder's team got it removed.
I will say this, D. I will say this. I don't think it's Wilder. It's probably Ness himself and his team, because when Chris Colbert was saying what he was saying, Ness was quick to like, yeah, but he could have been roofied. He could have been so. Ness could have well took the video down himself. So
hey, thank you for saying.
I don't think it's got anything to do with Wilder himself. I think it's to do with Ness and the way Ness is. I feel he felt like, you know what, I can't have that.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Tay Jones was just on the phone.
Yeah, hey, hold on right quick, Bonnie. Hold on, because let me go around, because these guys is up here already, and nobody really got to speak on it yet. So let me go to Mark. I ain't nobody else trying to come out there. Monty, go after Mark.
All right, that's good. Go ahead, Mark.
Awesome. So one thing that I will say is, as long as I've ever known like Wilder's team through the years on YouTube, etc., not one interview relating to Deontay Wilder has ever been requested to be taken down.
Thank you.
Not one single one. Because all publicity is publicity for that guy. And there you go. That's why he's the most mentioned fighter in YouTube.
Right.
That's the reason why.
That's why I'm calling.
Because you can say anything good or bad. It don't matter. His name's out there.
Right. It makes no sense. Go ahead, Bonnie.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Listen, Wilder is getting ready for the Fury fight. Tay Jones just got the call from Wilder. On his Tay Jones, Pac-Man Tay Jones got a channel now. Wilder just called, didn't even know about the video. Nobody told him about the video. So he's like, what Chris Colbert video? He like, what? He like, why would I get a video taken down? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, when Ness do those type of things, bro, he know what he doing, bro. Like, man, Ness, we've been going back and forth. Man, Ness had a situation where he said, I'm the reason why Errol Spence hated him. I got receipts and all this shit, and I'm gonna blast him and I'm gonna show him. So I just made a post on him. So what Ness do, bro, he used these little tactics and things like that because he know it's going to get him money, bro. He over there super chats going crazy. But the situation is, like, he said on his own show, somebody called him and asked him to take down the video. And he took the video down. So why, like, if it really meant that much to you, like, can't nobody call me and tell me to take my video down, D, you know what I'm saying? I'm eating it up. Oh, well, that's your feelings. That's how you feel. I don't care who it's about. Like, that's how you eat. That's your bread and butter. And if you go out, you grind for that video, that's what you do. Nobody is pissed off at Chris Colbert. Like, all right, people feel what they feel about Chris Colbert. So now everybody making videos about Chris Colbert. So now, should they take videos about Chris Colbert now? Like, so what I'm looking from Ness is, that's why I said Ness should have put on there who told him to take the video down and why. Don't put Wilder can't take the heat, this, that, and the third, because now look at what everybody's saying. Deontay Wilder, he a sucker. Deontay Wilder had the video taken down. Deontay Wilder this. Because, you know, it's going to lead back to Deontay Wilder in a negative light. You know what I mean? So what Tay was just saying with Wilder on the phone, like, Wilder didn't even know about the video, bro. He never asked Ness to take down anything. And like you said, that dude got my phone number. He has my phone number. Like they got a relationship. Ness and Wilder has a relationship.
Right.
So why don't you just text, call, email, anything to be like, Wilder, what's going on, bro? Do I have to take the video? And I'm quite sure Wilder would have been like, man, you can leave that shit up. I'm not worried about no 130-pound fighter trying to make his name. You know what I'm saying? So that was my whole thing with Ness, bro. He do those type of things because those tactics, because he know for once he playing the victim role. For two, he's going to get paid off of it. And just like over there, I was just listening to the show. He had the boy Troy, I forgot his last name.
Troy Graham?
Yeah, no, not Troy Graham. The other one. They used to be on ego shit. Damn,
King?
Troy
King.
King. Yeah, Troy King on there. He talking about it. So he was going at it with Ness. Ness didn't like what he had to say because he was speaking some truth. And me and Troy don't even agree with each other all the time. But I agree with him on this matter. You know
I'll be right back.
But because at the same time, bro, you can't sit up here. Like, you can allow people to say what they want to say. That's what you, Mark, with anybody. If I do an interview with Mark and Mark say it's true and I put the interview out, then people going to have to deal with it. But whatever Mark say out of his mouth, he's going to have to be accountable for. So if somebody make a video saying, well, guess what, man, Mark, we don't fuck with you because of this, or we don't like you because of this, that, and this, then you be like, okay, well, I got my personal feelings. You got your personal feelings. But nobody is really attacking Ness, trying to have him take down the video, because he making it like somebody coming for him and attacking his channel, and he bringing up, oh, well, they never said this about Joshua, or they never said this about that. Man, listen to this, y'all. Out of all the videos that goes out against Wilder, and we've seen a lot of nasty videos, way nastier than what Chris Colbert said. And like Mark said, nobody ever asked to get one video taken down, where it was videos out there, I'm talking about derogatory videos that could have been taken down that YouTube left up. Ain't nobody going around searching, bro. And just because it's the Boxing Voice, or it's because it's on Fight Hype, or let's get this taken down because Chris Colbert said this and said, because he really, like, the things he said, yes, it's going to get challenged, but it ain't like he said something to the extent where it's like, oh, man, we got to take that down. We got to get that taken down. Like, he exposed something just foul, and you know what I mean? So I just look at Ness, man, like, it's just sucker shit, bro. He's a sucker. He's going to stay a sucker. He's trying to make Wilder look like a snitch, but the only real snitch, like, he's in the papers for being an informant, right? So the only real snitch is him. You know what I mean?
Well,
so,
you got to do him like that, bro.
Yeah, bro, because he making Wilder look like a snitch, like, oh, he went and snitched on me and make, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a bad move, especially.
But from what I know, Ness didn't say that. He said it was a sponsor, right? His sponsor asked him to remove it.
But his title, though, go listen to him. He's saying Wilder can't take it. Well, he's saying, well, it doesn't matter who called it the reason why. He's still blaming Wilder for the situation, for whatever. So he thinking Wilder got in touch with somebody and had him take it down. I watched the whole little situation. He's still blaming Wilder, saying, I don't know why he'd do me like this, or, you know, we was cool. And like, he's blaming Wilder. He's really blaming Wilder for the video being taken down. And he put Wilder in the title instead of saying who had him take it down. You know what I mean? So everything is relating back to Deontay Wilder.
What about now? I'm clear now?
Yeah, you clear.
Yeah, you sound clear.
All right, I had to get off that all the bullshit computer, man. But yeah, man, I missed a lot of what you said, Monty, but it's probably a lot of what I was thinking about this situation. It just don't make sense to me. I mean, things got to make sense to me. I'm gonna flame everybody. Goddamn it, if the flame is deserved, then you're gonna get it. But I don't really agree with this, that Wilder had this taken down or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't see any of that, bro.
Wilder didn't even know about the Chris Colbert video, bro. He never even seen the video yet. He like,
right.
What video? He like Chris Colbert. He like, what video?
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Deontay Wilder can come up to you and say, take down that Chris Colbert video. But you don't have to. Because
you don't have to, exactly, Mark.
You quite literally do not. Unless it's something that Wilder may have said, he has zero to do with the situation other than being mentioned. That literally. He has no right, whatever. So I doubt he did that. I doubt it. Because if that was the case, damn, 80% of YouTube's content would be gone.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I see. I agree with that as well. I don't think it was Wilder. To play devil's advocate, the only person or group I think it could be potentially, if it was anybody at all, maybe the PBC, because it's a PBC fighter talking about a PBC fighter. Generally, we don't hear that happening. Well,
Is Chris Colbert signed to the PBC? I don't think he's actually signed to the PBC.
I don't think he is. Because if you saw Danny Garcia in that same video, he's very non-committal.
He called him Al's boy. Yeah.
So
boy.
yeah. So that's the only way I could see it happening. I don't think it'll come from Team Wilder themselves personally, but
Danny looked fat, man.
I mean, it's plenty of videos out there that's even worse than what Chris Colbert said that nobody.
That was my thing. Like people said way worse than Chris Colbert, and Wilder didn't go attack that. So what the hell do we care about Chris Colbert for?
Chris Colbert just said his truth, man. That's all he did. That's what he think. That's what he think.
And that's what Wilder team just said. Like, the man got the right to his opinion. Like, nobody is worrying about that. Like, Wilder is worrying about Tyson Fury, not 130-pound.
That's what he better be worried about.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing he's worried about. You know what I mean? Because after July 24th, D, 2-time heavyweight world champion, a lot of people gonna be eating their words. You know what I'm saying? 2 times.
I'm still.
Remember that, D.
I don't know about all that, Marty, bro. Nah, but I will say this, bro. On all of the nonsense about Wilder, soccer, and this, that, and the third, bro, I ain't with all of that, bro. I think it's bullshit. And that's the last probably curse word I'm gonna try to say on here, but I think it's straight bull, bro. I don't.
Nah, D. After 2 minutes, you good.
I don't. I'm trying to cut it back all together, bro. Because I was listening to my lives and stuff when I was on that long break. You know, when I took the month off, and I was like, man, bro, it's crazy. It was way too much.
Right.
And that was the worst. Like, I was listening to myself. I was like, man.
Plus, be for little Mateo going crazy.
Yeah, going off, man. Going off. But
I'll try to do the same thing, though. I'm trying to clean it up a little bit too, but sometimes it just become out like
I'm trying to clean it up a lot. I got to start with me though. I can't be asking everybody else to clean it up, and then I'm sitting here.
I understand that too, man. Like,
man, my first 2 minutes, dude. I don't even know if I'd be have to go. I'd be like, oh man, did I cuss in the first 2 minutes? I had to pause the live and go back. Like, please don't let me say the cuss word.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to curse in all my lives in my videos, like hundreds of times. Hundreds. And even in videos, I would just F and F and F and F in the first like 45 seconds. I'm proud of myself. My last video, I had 2 swear words in that thing, and it was 10 minutes long. And that's the longest absence I've gone without a swear on YouTube.
Yeah, I had people actually asking me, could I cut down on the cuss because they be having their kids listen to me. I be like, yeah, I get it, man. But I still sometimes it's gonna slip out of if some heated conversation come, it's gonna happen, man. Like the kid that came up there trying to discredit. I don't know how people can discredit Canelo, man. I just don't know how. Like, even if you don't like it, man.
Samuel, whatever, bro. Samuel was talking about G. You finally heard yourself doing all that double talking. Whatever, man. No, but
have you seen that clown he knows making the videos about him?
I have, bro. I have not been over to that dude's channel in months. Like, seriously, months. It's been months. Way before the Mateo live. Look, man. His channel is to the point where it's not even a point to. It doesn't even make sense to talk about what he says. Like, I don't care. No.
Who we talking about?
He looking for that clout. Nobody.
He knows his sports. Like, he all over the place. He going after Ticket TV. He going after all of these people. I was on Ticket and somebody had said something about it, and Ticket's like, man, nobody worried about that clown. I'm like, are you going after Ticket TV? Why? He used to be listen, back when we was doing basketball lives, me and him. Every time you turn around, only person come out of his mouth is Ticket TV, Ticket TV, Ticket. He was on Ticket TV's balls. Now all of a sudden you were enemies with Ticket TV. Why? What's going on? I don't even know what happened.
Gee, is this the dude who ducked me?
Yeah, the same dude I used to be doing lives with every weekend with the glasses.
The dude from the cat from Alaska.
I debated him. I debated this dude, and D, you're an Earl Spence fan, just like me, just like he is, but he just that motherfucker over the top. But
no, he an Earl Spence. He an Errol Spence delusionist. That's what he is.
Even Earl go cut his ass off.
Hey, look, you know a bad one, money saying you over the top, bro.
For real, Jerron Ennis, bro. ain't this rise up is just like Earl Spence coming. I'm not saying he's no Earl Spence, but the rise coming up, how he destroying people, and it's gonna be hard for him to get the fights with the big dude. It's a similar to Earl Spence the way he was coming up. This dude tell me he's no Earl Spence. That dude is nobody. Like I had a whole debate with this dude, bro. It got to the point to where I ain't gonna even lie. I just I'll tell you off the earth, D. But it got to the point where I knew when he said, oh, they offered Earl Spence and them offered Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia $10 million and they didn't take it. I said, oh man, I'm done with you. You did.
That never happened. What are you talking about?
Right.
He doesn't know. What's up, Pigeon? My ex-daughter, what's up, fellas? He doesn't know about this sport, man. And again, like Monty is a huge Earl Spence fan. I'm a huge Earl Spence fan. But he's one of these guys that just go overboard, fam. Like, come on. Earl Spence is a fighter and a regular human being, bro. He's not a god. Even I like Errol Spence is a god.
Even I like Errol. Errol's a damn enjoyable fighter to watch.
And I got Earl Spence right hand man on the show tonight too. So if y'all want to stop by, say what's up.
What time you going on, Monty?
8 p.m. Central Time. You know, he's the one that's he's the one that always with Earl on the side of things of that nature that's in the gym with him. This Earl Ace Coon Boom. So you know, if Earl is Batman, this is Robin. You feel me? So let's just put that out there. Yeah. So 8 p.m. Central. But I gotta get to this. I'm gonna get to putting out these little Ryan Garcia and Tank videos for a minute. I'm hit you up though.
Hit me up, bro.
All right, fellas, y'all be cool, man.
No doubt.
Peace.
So, so back at it, man. I think Wilder is worried about what he needs to be worried about is Fury. But I want to touch on this now, since we're talking about Wilder and all of this weightlifting. Me and Marcus kind of talking about it behind the scenes a bit. Man, you know, this is something that gets his fans excited, and it's working because it's getting his fans excited. But my personal opinion is that is not going to help him. That's not the improvements that needed to be made to get past Fury.
The funny thing with that is that all the people who call AJ a stiff bodybuilder are now really happy that Wilder's lifting weights. And if he's lifting weights, he should be doing legs, not chest, which is going to make his speed slower.
AJ would have repped that shit for 10, bro, and he would have got up and he just would have walked away, came back and done another set of 10.
Bro, my nephew, I was talking about this. I think I did. I don't know if I did a video on it or not, or maybe I was talking about it this morning. I can't remember. But my nephew, when he was in the 10th grade, he played football. He benched 385 in the 10th grade, fam. And Wilder was going all off 310 right there.
Let's not even get into the technique. I don't even want to talk about that.
310?
310.
Heavyweight champion. 310. Did you see Dillian White pushing 100 pounds? You know what I mean? Wow. Just pushing. He was laughing at Wilder. Like,
they were 60 kgs. They were 60 kg dumbbells right there.
So. Right. A piece. They got one arm pushing him. And I'm like, come on, man. You can't get that excited over 310. That's a video I wouldn't even have posted.
Doing singular rep either side, and that's completely different. Completely different levels.
And his left arm is certainly weaker because that thing was on tilt. That thing was on serious tilt.
The funny thing as well, for somebody who has elbow and bicep problems, that's probably not a good idea either at the same time. If you have consistent
injuries. I wouldn't be doing that. But here's the other thing. Screaming like you made the lift. He didn't even make the lift. His spotters had to lift it up the rest of the way.
I didn't even.
Oh yeah, watch it. D, it's not a lift if your spotters are holding the weight.
Right. Yeah,
they're holding on to those weights the entire. They're holding on to it.
Well, you know, the thing is, what about the footwork training that's necessary? What about the jab that really needs to be worked on? What about slipping? And these are the things like that weightlifting thing, man. Okay, again, fine. Wilder, I don't think Wilder's conditioning, strengthening. I don't think he's had an issue with that. That's not been your issue, fam. Your issue has been the lack of boxing fundamentals. That's been your issue.
Yeah, even balance.
You know, here's
Even
something.
the
Go ahead.
last point, right? We can talk about fundamentals and everything. Wilder would need to improve so much in the fundamental department that it doesn't matter, right? That if you're going to beat Fury, last time he manhandled you, you need to build physical strength. Don't build that shit in your chest. Build it in your legs. Build it in your legs and your fucking core. Build your core. Build your legs. Because Fury was able to ragdoll you from your legs. Not from your chest, not from your shoulders, not from your arms. We can see they're big. Your legs are minuscule by comparison, so totally out of proportion. Build muscle in there. Build weight. If you don't want to get manhandled, build that shit. And he said Hagler Hearns, go in there and windmill Wilder and hopefully catch him with some of that Alabama cookhouse and knock him the fuck out.
No.
Because he can't box with him, bro. He can't box with him.
I'll tell you something else too, building your chest up like that. I was saying, like, Wilder, another one of his advantages with that right hand is how fast it comes. You know, that right hand comes fast. He's slowing it down, fam. By building that upper body torso, you're slowing that right hand down. So you're taking a part of your advantage away. Like, seriously, bro. What are you doing?
If he goes in there building his chest and he don't have that speed on that right hand, Fury's going to just evade that every single time and crack him.
He's done. Like, that's your weapon. You don't look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the only thing that wasn't broke, fam. So that's not what you should have been working on. You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing that's not broken. And Chris Colbert, although it's all of this nonsense, he made a good point. Which is points that we've heard before, but what can Malik Scott teach you? This is a dude that took a dive against you. He doesn't know, like, what is actually he going to be teaching you to win?
Yeah, and this is the point I made. He may be a good coach, but this is his first fight. You don't coach.
How to quit graciously, D.
Well, your first coach, people talk about Eddie Reynoso not having, a pedigree as a fighter, but they've been training fighters for years. This is his first gig in the heavyweight world title. You know what I'm saying? He may be a good coach, but that I wouldn't be confident having a guy with his first gig being my world title fight.
A debut coach and the most important fight of your life with one training camp to get it right. What are the odds?
Even Ben Davis had a couple of fights with Fury against Pianetta and Safiri, and he'd been a number 2 with Billy Joe Saunders' camp for 2 years. Like, even he had a bit of experience, even if it's not much. But this is no experience. And, bro, I always go into this. I'm going into a world title fight, right? I have a choice between 2 coaches. On the left, I've got Malik Scott, and on the right, I've got Sugar Hill Stewart, who was tutored and went through his entire tutelage with arguably the greatest trainer of all time, Emmanuel Stewart. A man who trained Adonis Stevenson to be a lineal light heavyweight champion, and a man who came up with the game plan to annihilate and destroy one of the biggest punchers in the Indian on planet Earth, hands down.
6-week camp as well.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's mind blowing. I don't, look, I think I like it. I kind of like it because it builds the fight up. And Mark, you remember me saying this. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Fury go in there and beat on Wilder again, but I wanted the 4-belt Undisputed. Well, since we're not getting that, sure. Yeah, let's see this fight. You know what I mean? But it's building the fight up for a letdown on the other side because Wilder ain't going to win this fight, bro. I don't see it. I don't see him winning this fight. Now, I don't believe in all of that nonsense about him getting this video taken down and all of that dumb, that foolery, which is, me. I'm debunking all narratives, whether you like it or don't like it. A lot of people like this narrative. I've had people sending me, messages and stuff about, Wilder's just mad because of this. I said, bro, Wilder didn't do that. It's why I've been sending all morning. Wilder didn't do that. I don't think he did that. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's got to make sense, making excuses and in the way he was acting and the things he was saying, that makes sense. But him getting a video taken down, That makes no sense to me. It just makes none. And it was worse things said about him. Hell, some of us have said worse things about the guy, right? The dude and his dad was looking at a video that I made. I had to put another live of apologizing to him because I did cross the line. But even when the message was sent to me, and it was sent to me through Tay Jones, right? So even when the message was sent to me about what I said, it was no request to take it down. This is real stuff, guys. Like I said something that offended the dude. Him and his pops and Tay was watching the damn video, the live or whatever. And I was like, wow, the bitch, and all of this. I was going off. And so Tay Jones approached me about it. He was like, hey, bro, D was like this, that, and the third. Kind of crossed the line. But they never requested that I take the video down. And what I said was way worse than what Chris Colbert said. So why would he attack Chris Colbert's video? Yeah. That makes no sense.
That's what I mean. I think it's either fight hype or Nessa capping, or B, maybe someone like PBC because it's two of their own fighters. But then again, Charlo said some more inflammatory stuff, and that video is still up, to be fair.
You know what I think really happened, right? Now, there is a possibility maybe Wilder's team did ask for it to be taken down. Who knows? But I wouldn't say that's the most likely thing. What I think happened is Ness was like, oh, shit, we're coming out of COVID. I haven't made much money. This shit's going to blow up, going to make some bank, going to get a few fucking dollars. Went in, uploaded it, saw the reaction of the Wilder fans, took it down. Then, because he wanted to be able to still get his interviews with Wilder, because we all know he does get interviews with Wilder.
Right.
And he's probably thinking, yo, me doing this, Wilder may not give me any interviews. And then he said, something gets said to him about like, oh, yo, why did you take this down? And then he's like, oh, damage limitation. And then he's like, oh, it was my sponsor. Oh, Wilder ain't ready, all this. And then he's just completely fucked himself. So now he's doubling down. That's what I think happened.
Well, no, so Wilder's excommunicated Ness for over a year now. He's stopped interviewing and he's invited him to camp or nothing no more. So that's
really? It's been over a year now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yo, Ness probably fucking just took it down completely, because if they're not communicating with each other, and him and Wilder, like, let's be fucking real. If Wilder came up to Ness, was like, take that down, he'd be like, hell no. Right. How the fuck would I take it down for you? You ain't doing that for me now. Get the fuck out of here.
You're not paying that shit up. Why would I take it down? That's why I think it's complete BS, bro. I think it's complete BS. And Mark, you know better. I know a lot of things, but you know better than I do what it takes to get somebody's video taken down, like in that fashion. Like, oh man, like you just get enough people to flag the video if you want it taken down that bad. Then you don't even have to be involved on it. But
yeah, but the video was pulled, so it wasn't like it was pulled. It was pulled, so it was taken down by the channel themselves on Fight Hype, which means either one, you had to have got a lawsuit, or two, you willingly took that shit down.
Right. Yeah. Well. It's a narrative, and it's one that ain't gonna fly. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. I see a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon, though, throwing flames that way, but I ain't doing it because it's got to make sense to me, man. If I'm going to give flame, I got the flames behind me. If I'm gonna give some flames, bro, it's got to make sense. And I'm not flaming this one because it just don't make sense. The things that Chris Colbert was saying, a lot of people said it. I agree with some of the things Chris Colbert said. Some of the things he said I don't really agree with. But I don't think it has anything to do with Wilder taking it. His team, like Mark said, maybe somebody in his team did make a call. I don't know. But Wilder personally, get out of here, bro. I don't think that dude got no cares about what Chris Colbert says, bro. Who is Chris Colbert? He's still coming up. Like, it's not like, he's famous. Why? Because his name's Little B-Hop. That it? Is that all? What has he did? What has he done so far? Why should Wilder be threatened by what Chris Colbert says?
You never know. He might be a publicity stunt to build up the fight even more.
or to build himself up. He said something controversial to get his name out there.
No, I mean getting it removed. Sorry, I mean you see all this internet kind of hysteria come off the fact that the video was dropped. No, I'm not saying it is. I said it'd be funny if that was the case. I'm saying it's all part because I don't think the fights doesn't. How much traction is there for the fight in reality? I mean, we had one very subpar press conference, a couple of channels here or there mention it, but I don't know. I'm not in America, but there doesn't seem to be much hype. I mean, BT are basically doing nothing on their channels in terms of promotion. I've not seen any commercial about the estate pay-per-view price or nothing at the moment. I don't know. I'm confused.
King Ebenezer, I don't know how long you've been in here, but you must not have been in here too long. If you believe that Wilder's team had it taken down, King Ebenezer, provide us with some reason why. Because that's the thing. Hard Recoil, Dragon Leg, BJ Freeman, Ralph. What's up, fellas? Martin Ramos, mi hermano. So, King Ebenezer, give me a reason why. Right? Try to make sense of it for us. That's what I want you to do, King Ebenezer. You can come up here on the panel and, you can talk about it too. You can do that, Let me put the link in the chat for you. You can do that, fam. You can come up here and tell us why, but I don't see any sense in it. If you can make sense out of them requesting that it be removed, okay, maybe I go along with it. You better come with something really powerful, though, because I don't believe it. BJ Freeman, what's up, brother? Anali, Emilio, what's good? Said, what video got taken down? I'm confused. It was a video with Chris Colbert, Anali, that he has some things to say about the whole Wilder situation, the excuses being made, the suit, Mark Breland, and all of that. Then he came back. The video, the interview videos were taken down. So then they came back and they were saying that it was Wilder and Wilder's team. And this is what all the confusion is about. And my opinion is that it wasn't his team. It wasn't Wilder or his team. I don't know why the video was pulled. We've come up with our scenarios about why it was pulled or what's really going on. However, to me, I don't feel that it was Wilder or his team. I feel like that's nonsense, and I don't see what motive he has. I gave an example of one of my live videos that I was doing that Wilder was actually watching and sent a message to me through Tay Jones about how he felt about it, and he felt like I crossed the line, but he never requested that I take it down. So why would, and I said worse things than Colbert said, so why would he request Colbert's taken down? And then there's other people like Jamal Charlo has said some things. Jamal say ain't got nothing to do with race. All of this type of stuff that's been said about Wilder's comments or his feelings behind the fight. A lot of worse things have been said than what Chris Colbert said. And they didn't request those videos be taken down. So what's with this Chris Colbert foolery? I am not with that. I don't agree, but that's what's going on, and now that's pretty much what we were discussing today, and then of course discussing the fight as well. But this is a hot topic, man. Especially to these guys fight, it's going to be a hot topic. Anthony Joshua Usyk. I want to talk to you guys about that real quick because Anatoly Lomachenko, I read somewhere, is going to be training Anthony Joshua. Alexander Usyk. Yeah, Alexander Usyk for this fight, which is huge, man. This is where his roots are. That guy brought him up, and he's a hell of a trainer. Does it make it more interesting to you guys that Anatoly is going to be training Usyk?
Yes.
Go ahead, break it down, Mark. Give us something. What you think?
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, yes, he has cornermen. But because of Lomachenko's attempts at what he's been going for at lightweight, Anatoly wasn't available for Usyk. So Usyk's actually been training himself since his move to the heavyweight division. Going back to the man who tailor-made his undisputed run at cruiserweight, I think it's a good fucking move. They're able to make it available They know that this is the biggest and hardest fight of Usyk's career. This fight does happen. So they need to pull out all the stops. Team Loma need to focus on Usyk for a bit. They understand. He has moved from trainer to trainer because of availability with Anatoly at times. And he's made it work. Like, he's been out there with, what's his name? Dude who, I can't think of his name, but the dude who got clocked by Clarissa Shields' brother. Y'all know who I'm talking about. James Ali Bashir, brother Bashir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Usyk's been trained under him. He's been trained under a few guys, but he has taken the lead in his own training because his mainstay trainer who trained him as an amateur, who trained him on the come-up, trained him for Undisputed, wasn't available for full proclivity. And now he is. I'm not surprised that he's going to him for the fight, considering that is actually his trainer. His trainer just hasn't been available. So it's not like he's going back to him. I just think it's a positive thing that his trainer is actually available. Because
I think so. I think
he
so
hasn't
too.
moved away from Anatoly. It's just availability and all this. And Usyk's like, yeah, I can beat Chisora without a trainer. Which says something to me. So, yeah, let's see. Anatoly's a quality trainer. I mean, look at the guys he took through the amateur system alone and gave the ground base for. Loma, Usyk, Derevyanchenko, Vojtik, Viktor Postol. There's so many of these guys that he helped train in the amateur youth setup and bring through and create their base. So he's a phenomenal trainer. And notice how all of them have quite different styles, except for Usyk and Loma, who are quite similar. It's like the super big version of Lomachenko. So, yeah, man, good move. I like it. It's not.
Yeah, it's like when Spence linked back up with Blu-ray. I thought that was a good idea when he linked back up with Blu-ray. His strength and conditioning coach. It's not like it's the familiarity that's there too, where you don't have to establish a rapport or a chemistry. It's already there because these guys have worked together for so long. So I think it can only help. Do I think that it gets him past Joshua? I still ain't sure, man. I'm not sure. I got to pick Joshua in this fight. And another thing, too, is it's important that Joshua wins this fight, man. It's important that he wins this fight for me. I don't care about what anybody else thinks, and I'll tell you why it's important for me, because Joshua winning this fight still gives me hope for 4-belt Undisputed at the heavyweight division. Whether it be Wilder, if Wilder gets the right hand in there and beat Fury, or whether it be Fury, it's still the biggest fight in boxing. Either one. Wilder versus Joshua, Fury versus Joshua, still the biggest fight in boxing. And all that money is going to be there. They're not turning down. Man, let me tell you something. Wilder time is a ticking in this sport. Ain't no way he going to let that money get away from him again. So I'm confident that even if he wins this time, we'll get to Joshua. Man, I ain't trying to hear all that PBC don't want to work with anybody. Man, get out of here. That's too much money in the sport that needs money in it for them to let go. American heavyweight, British heavyweight, most people think Joshua will win it anyway. It's massive. So even if Wilder pull off the upset, Joshua has to beat Usyk, bro, or politics, riffraff, foolery, and everything else. We'll wait another 21 years for 4-belt Undisputed if Joshua don't win. That's how I feel.
Well, there's two sides to every story and coin, right? So theorists on both sides of the Joshua Usyk fight. So I like to call them theorists, which AKA means fanboys. So the Joshua fanboys will say that neither Fury nor Wilder want to fight. So, based off of their logic, it's more likely Usyk will get the opportunity, right? Against Fury or Wilder if he was the champion, based off of their logic. However, based off of the logic of the Wilder Fury fans, Joshua was too afraid to fight him or them. So you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So based off of both set of fans' theories, it's much more likely Usyk would fight anybody. I can see Usyk and AJ both being willing to fight Fury and Wilder, and I can see Fury being willing to fight Usyk and AJ. My question mark would be on the Wilder, even with the amount of money, D. If he wins that, he can go out as the lineal champion.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? That's another accolade for him. That's for sure. Rod Nell, the Shepherd of Sons. Fish, Mike from Boston, what's good? Puerto Rican Rum, mi hermano, what's good? Merrill Dixon. Iceman, what's up, everybody? Yeah, man. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Fish. I'm with you. All the same, I still favor Joshua as well in that fight. But, man, Usyk can win this fight, bro. You know, I was like, man, Usyk not going to beat Joshua. But that Anatoly thing makes me say, well, he can win this fight now. Huh? You know, I still pick Joshua. But I give Usyk more of a chance with Anatoly being at the helm.
So my view with Anatoly is that we've seen him help Lomachenko move up in weight and maintain his level of footwork and speed of footwork. And I think that's something which we can fairly have an assessment on with Usyk, you know, moving up 15 pounds. So I'm hoping that kind of work on his footwork may be something pivotal for Usyk to win this fight. I think that's where I feel where Anatoly may come into play. Because having that experience with his own son moving up in various weights is probably a 10-pound jump, maybe, I don't know. So being able to, you know, add you know, of it, whether it's manufactured weight or, you know, dropping less weight from your walking weight, he's had that experience of having fighters who go through different weights and not lose the shape, the speed, the footwork, and also carry power to a certain extent. And I think that transition of weight, which we've all agreed we've not seen the best of Usyk since he's moved up. I'm hoping that will allow Usyk to be his best and make it a better fight. You know, all in all.
Yeah. I feel that. I think, you know, it's an uphill battle for him, though. It definitely is an uphill battle, and if he wins, you know, it's not that Usyk. I don't think Usyk. He beats Joshua. Why the hell should he be afraid to fight Fury or Wilder? You know what I mean? If he beats Anthony Joshua, so it's not as if, you know. I just think that, I don't know, man. I don't trust the politics of the damn sport if Usyk gets a hold of that belt. Dillian White start crying about the WBC and all this foolery, bro. And if Usyk somehow gets beaten, but just because he goes in there and he pulls it off over Joshua, that don't mean that he'll beat the rest of the heavyweight division. Styles make fights, man. You know? And so he could go in, then lose the belts. They get scattered or some silliness happens. Man, look.
Do you know what the best news is, though, Dave, about that whole idea? Even with the politics of the sport. There is only one mandatory fighter right now, and that's Usyk. There's no mandatory with the WBC, WBA, or IBF. Right, and even with the IBF, there won't be one due for at least 18 months. From whenever Hrgovic fights. The WBA, there is no mandatory. And with the WBC,
for the WBO.
And with the WBC, there is none. And the WBO, Usyk is the mandatory. And when that's done, there is none. So, whatever way, after that fight, there is a clear path for at least 18 months to make an undisputed fight. Indeed.
Ox Steel in the building. What's good with you, Ox? Appreciate you starting too, brother. Good to see you always. Yeah, for sure, Mark. I'm with you there. 100. But again, man, I think it's going to boil back down to Joshua Fury again. But I wouldn't mind. I'll tell you guys something, because again, 4-belt undisputed to me is more important. I wouldn't mind seeing Fury and Usyk get in there and tangle it up, man. That would be a real technical fight there. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing that one. Hell, I wouldn't mind seeing the double upset. Usyk take Joshua, Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury. And then we get Wilder Usyk for 4-belt undisputed. I'm buying it. I'm buying it all day. I don't care if Fury loses. If he loses, he loses, whatever. If it comes down to Joshua and Wilder, Usyk and Wilder for 4-belt undisputed, I'm all in. I'm all in. Most important to me is not these damn fighters. It's 4-belt undisputed. That's more important to me. That's priority number one. And I don't really care which of these yahoos get in there and do it, to tell you the truth. I would like my guy to be a part of it. Tyson Fury going for 4 belts. You know, that's preferable. However, 4-belt undisputed for me is more important. Boxing first, boxers second. That's how it goes down, fam. Merrill Dixon says Usyk versus Fury would be fire. Yeah, for sure. That would be a nice one there, Merrill. I agree. Right now, say so I said I feel bad for AJ. Don't get no days off. All he wants is undisputed, and still he has to fight top heavyweights as mandatories. Yeah, bro. And you know, this one thing you can't say is that AJ ain't earned. You know, he's worked on his route to the top. G Funky, mi hermano. Hispanics causing panics. Hey, y'all ain't been over the G Funky D-style boxing maestra. Y'all got to check them out, man. Hispanics causing panics, taking over. What's up, G Funky? Appreciate you sliding through, brother. Hey, I'm gonna be over there tonight with you guys on the round table, G Funky. Y'all come check us out. Oh, it's on D-Style's channel, right? Well, they'll send me the link. D-Style, G Funky round table tonight, man. Y'all come check us out. We're gonna be over there chopping it up. Hey, I was choo-choo. Oh, PSK, did you hear Wilder saying he was going to run Tyson Fury over like a train? That's why AOS keep coming with the choo-choo.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
crazy. Yeah, look, man, you know, mental, right? This fight, mental is going to play everything. And the mental, to me, is all over the place. You're not accepting the loss, right? So if you don't accept a loss, then how much do you really believe you have to improve on certain things? And then this whole thing run you over like a train, getting hype over the weightlifting. Bro, you were ran over like a train in the last fight, literally. Like you were the one ran over like a train. Now you're going to turn it and flip it, like, because you bench press 310 pounds. Fury's a pretty big guy. I mean, you know. I don't think you bench pressing 310 pounds when Fury is close to 310 pounds in weight is going to get the job done. I'm sorry. You know?
Yeah, that's the problem. I think it appears that Wilder's mentor seems like delusion, and that's not the right attitude to have. You know, that mystique, that aura's long gone, and it was never really there for educated boxing fans. It was his own people who kind of feeding that. And unfortunately, he still seems to have it, which is very worrying if I was a Wilder fan, particularly. That's how I see it. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. All right, what y'all talking about? Timmy Nealon, what's good, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you, Timmy. Dragon leg to say 310, D. Watch out. Oh, man. Hey, I'll say that's the irony, D. He got run over. Yeah, really, seriously, bro. Very ironic because you were run over like a train, dog. Ralph on real with the headphones. So, guys, look, that was it, though. That was it. It was just the Wilder Chris Colbert situation. It's not really one to run long. I know it's not like the old days, guys. Some of these lives, it's not really going to be any more 5 and 6 hour lives. I got some things I need to do outside of YouTube, and but we're definitely back on track. DJF, Speak Your Mind, Sports Talk family. We're back in the building. But I'm going to go ahead and end this one. because I really just wanted to talk about that Wilder Colbert situation. We moved into Usyk and Joshua. It's all relevant in the fight, at least the two winners. And the combination, guys, those four guys, the combination for 4-belt undisputed. I'm telling you guys right now, rolling with punches. What's up? What's up with you, Rolling? The combination, I don't really care. I want 4-belt undisputed, but I just think we're safer if Joshua wins versus Usyk. Fury or Wilder, either one of those guys win. I don't think we'll have a problem getting 4-belt undisputed this between if Joshua wins, because Joshua already says he'll beat up Wilder for it, he'll beat up Fury for it. He wants it, and he's proven that he wants it. Joshua's been going through hell and high water to collect all of these belts. His whole career, he's been on that path. No one can say anything. Hell, my guy Fury, Deontay Wilder, no one can say that these guys have been on the path to collect all of those belts. Fury certainly hasn't been, because he had the chance before all of these guys and gave it away and just left boxing. So definitely that doesn't go to Fury. Wilder, please, he didn't even attempt to unify. He could have got a hold of Charles, Prince Charles, before Joshua did. Wilder could have got that fight before Joshua, but he didn't even attempt to unify. So it's clearly Anthony Joshua who's been on the path to collect all of these titles. So I'm just comfortable if he wins that fight with Usyk that he and Eddie Hearn are still going to be on that path. If Usyk wins, who knows? Who knows? I don't know what the deal is with his team, the management, the politics in between it. I don't know. I just think we're in for another big mess and a long wait if Usyk wins. Hopefully not. I don't think Usyk will win. But Wilder Fury, I pick Fury to win. Maybe Wilder can get that right hand in there, but we don't expect Wilder to outbox Fury for a unanimous decision. We don't expect it to be a chess match in the ring. We expect either Fury to do what he did in the second fight again, or more impressively, or Wilder to find that right hand and knock him out. That's pretty much what we're looking for in this fight. But outside of that, doesn't really matter which one of those two guys win. As long as Joshua finishes the deal, then I think we still get 4-belt undisputed, you know? What do you say, Ralph? He said, D, I heard Usyk fight is a 2-fight deal. No, it's a rematch clause. Maybe. And I don't even know if he can demand a rematch clause, because Usyk is a mandatory, so they'll probably work something up. Or maybe if Usyk say the rematch, maybe they say after rematch and we'll make it a 2-fight deal, which to me would be smart on Usyk's part, because he gets paid twice the money. You know what I mean? Especially if he pulls an Andy Ruiz and he wins, right? We see what happened with Ruiz. Would he get like 7-8 million the first time, and then it got extended to 30 million. So look, I don't have any. Fury Joshua was a 2-fight deal, so that's the business of the sport, you know. No worries, no sweat to me. But I hadn't heard that, I hadn't really read that. But if that's the case, Ralph, makes sense, because we know that Eddie Hearn, he even made a comment on it during the Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez situation, where he was like, who doesn't get a rematch clause? And then where Bob Arum was like, we don't always need a rematch clause. Eddie Hearn does that. So we know what Eddie Hearn feels about a rematch clause as a champion. So he's going to want to have that in there. But with the rematch clauses, especially with the A side, the way those things work is if Joshua loses, then it's a definite rematch. If Usyk loses, he doesn't have to fight him again. So maybe Usyk's team is like, nah, F you. Let's make it a 2-fight deal. That way, if I lose, I still get to fight you again, and I still get my money. So 2-fight deal versus rematch clause, I think is mutually beneficial, because Eddie Hearn want to make sure that if Joshua loses, he gets an opportunity to get his straps back. But Usyk want to make sure that if he loses, he don't just get cut out of the deal and can't really, because Usyk ain't gonna find a big fight, a big money fight if he loses to Joshua. He's not the draw. Joshua's the draw. So if he goes in there, he gets beat up and he loses to Joshua, it will add more stock to his name, right? Because you get mixed up with probably the second most popular guy in boxing next to Canelo. And it's the most popular division for sure, the heavyweight division. So it definitely will put stock. Oh, my bad, Mark. Definitely will put stock in Usyk's, on Usyk's side, but he's not going to be a big money draw. He's not going to turn into a superstar if he gets beat up by Joshua. He'll be another guy that was beat up by Joshua. However, if he wins, then it changes. Look what it did for Andy Ruiz. Nobody knew about. Most people didn't know about Ruiz. He was just some fat fighter before he beat up Joshua, and then he just blew up. So I think it's mutually beneficial to make it a 2-fight deal instead of just implementing a rematch.
I think what Ralph meant by a 2-fight deal is only if Joshua loses, because it's not a 2-fight deal; it's a rematch clause. And
that's what I was saying. That's the difference. If it's a 2-fight deal, then they're gonna fight twice. If it's a rematch clause, then that means if Joshua loses rematch, he doesn't lose, and there's nothing. So what I was saying, Mark, is it could be some validity to that, because that's maybe what Usyk's team demanded. Because if I'm not mistaken, and make sure that I'm not mistaken on this, since Usyk is the mandatory, can they demand a rematch clause? He's the mandatory.
No,
they can't demand.
Not in a poor bid situation. No,
right?
They can't demand. Look, sorry. Give me 1 second. So, as far as demands go, they can demand for anything they want, genuinely.
Right.
And if Joshua's team refuse, they can push it to a poor bid, and then if Joshua's team don't like it, they'll have to vacate the belt. That's what they can do. But no, he can't make any demand I want this, unless AJ's not willing to part with the belt. Then he can demand anything, really. But if it goes to a purse bid, there is no rematch clause.
That makes sense. So I was thinking,
whatever way they work it out, I hope the fight happens, because it's intriguing to me.
Well, that's why I said, Mark, that a 2-fight deal would make that thing mutually beneficial. So it could be something that Usyk's team would say, okay, if you want to make sure that there's another fight, then let's make it a 2-fight deal, not a rematch clause, because the rematch clause is not mutually beneficial, whereas the 2-fight deal would be mutually beneficial, because if Usyk still lost, then he could get another big payday. If he wins, he gets another big payday. I feel you.
But the only way they could get away with a 2-fight rematch clause is if the first fight is close. Because let's be real, with Undisputed being on the tips of people's tongues, Eddie Hearn would get absolutely slated if Joshua went in there and knocked out Usyk in 3 rounds, and then the fight happened again. He would get absolutely fucking slated, and so would Joshua. So I can't see them agreeing to that, because if they were to dominate Usyk, it'd be ridiculous. It would be ridiculous. Now, if the fight was close and controversial, then you'd have validity to it. So,
it'll be a one-way rematch clause as with Joshua being the champion. So they'll give Usyk extra money on top of the mandatory purse bid split, and it'll be a one-way rematch clause for sure.
Fish says Usyk manager said it'll be signed Friday because they got to use the football publicity.
Oh yeah, it's England versus Ukraine. That's right.
Wow. Yeah. Makes sense. Carlos Mendoza, what's good with you? All right, fellas, I'm getting the hell out of here. Ain't no long drawn out lives anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate all y'all coming through, man. See you guys tomorrow morning. Mark, I'm gonna give you a call a little later about something. But yeah, no doubt. But yeah, y'all have a good evening. Y'all know how I always end this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.